What's the biggest scam in life that no one wants to admit? Story 1. I saw this happen to my dad. He worked his ass off for his entire life, got hurt on the job, and was forced to retire. But he at least did get an amicable settlement from the injury, but then immediately discovered that he had cancer and died a few weeks after surgery to remove said cancer due to a blood clot that the doctors never spotted. As a result, he never got to enjoy any of the things he always wanted to do during his retirement. Story 2. I wouldn't even mind working most of my life if the work/life balance was better in that we have work schedules similar to school schedules where you get a 1-week spring break, 2-week winter break, a month of summer break/sabbatical, and numerous 3 to 4 day weekdays scattered about. Nowhere gives that much vacation time, and good luck to trying to take more than 2 weeks off at a time. Most companies won't allow sabbaticals. They call that unpaid leave and don't let the door hit you on the way out. Story 3. Gyms pioneered it. I canceled mine as soon as lockdown started, and I put together a home gym. I had to print out something from their website and mail it in, then call them 3 times. That whole business model is based on people signing up, not going, and putting off canceling due to a combination of not wanting to admit failure, and the entire process is a pain in the ass. If everyone with a gym membership went just twice a week, they'd have a real problem on their hands. Story 4. My boss, his best friend, and I all got movie passes and spent a summer seeing a movie a day together almost. We were close, and it was an incredible bond to build as an adult with fellow dudes. The friend slipped on his floor and died about a year later. Movie passes changed mine and my boss's life. Story 5. The Wall Street Journal makes you telephone them to cancel your online subscription. They have the technology to accept subscriptions online, but not to cancel them online. Story 6. My bank has free bill pay and will mail them a check if they have other options. So now they get a review from me, and the inconvenience fee is their own cost to process the thing. Get paid slower. Story 7. When I moved into my current place, it was already wired for Comcast internet. So I called them up, and they said they would ship me the equipment and send out a tech to set it up. I said it's just plugging it in and calling you guys. I can handle that. No tech, and will avoid an installation fee. So it showed up, plugged it in, and was in business in 5 minutes. But then on the next bill, there was a $15 self-install fee. Mother effers charged me to plug in my shit. Story 8. The entire wedding industry. To be clear, not marriage, but weddings specifically. I'm happily married to my wife, and we were content to do something special, just the two of us. Maybe spend a couple of grand and treat ourselves to something unique. Cue the families getting involved, and before you know it, we're spending closer to 20 grand on one day and feeding a bunch of people I've not heard of or before since the wedding. Story 9. My husband and I, his 2 sisters, and his parents all went out to dinner after. We just celebrated our 17th wedding anniversary this month. I've been to big weddings and the receptions were fun, but I saw all the stress and how consuming it was. The marriage has become more about ensuring everything went off without a hitch and less about enjoying that special moment between 2 partners. Story 10. I was in the McDonald's drive-thru once and ordered a combo meal, but asked if they'd fill the soda cup with ice water, and they told me it wouldn't be a meal that way. So I said, never mind, went into the cafe and ordered the combo meal. They gave me the empty cup, and I went to the soda fountain and filled it with ice water. I don't understand why they would care. Story 11. We bought dog poop bags to dispose of diapers on the go because it was so much cheaper than a baby equivalent. A tiny roll of those bags lasts forever in a diaper bag. But put baby in a product name, suddenly it's so much pricier than an equivalent product not marketed the same way. Story 12. When I was a kid, I discovered my grandma had a puzzle box on her dresser. Being a stupid kid, I couldn't figure out how to open it. After several unsuccessful attempts at asking her to show me, I got crafty, as only a stupid kid can, and thought I'd trick her into revealing me. So I gave her a $2 bill I got somewhere and asked her to keep it safe for me in her puzzle box. Well, Grandma knew precisely what I was doing, so the attempt failed. I never saw her open it and promptly forgot about the whole thing. Fast forward 20 years, Grandma's died, and Mom's going through her safe to figure out what's what and runs across an envelope with my name on it. Inside is a $2 bill and a short note explaining that it belongs to me and was given to her for safekeeping. So she did keep it safe for me, right next to the deed to her house and other critical financial documents, even though it was a really silly attempt at trickery and not a genuine request. I got that puzzle box, and as an adult, it took about half a second to figure out how to open it. It currently contains a rattlesnake rattle that my grandma got as a little girl that was her treasure she kept in the puzzle box, a $2 bill, and that note. Story 13. I opened a savings account when I was a kid and put in $100 from Christmas. A year later, my parents tried to gaslight me into believing I never had an account. I found the deposit slips in my desk drawer and demanded answers, but they kept saying we never put any money in it. They would try to change the subject whenever I brought it up. We were having money problems at the time, but it made me jaded about sharing finances with anyone and saving money in general. Story 14. I remember my brother and I saved every holiday card we got with money on this shelf in our room. There was about $150 in there from 3 years or so of combining and saving. One day, we looked for the money and it was gone. We knew our parents took it because it was the only thing that made sense. Many years later, I discovered that the furnace needed repairs and money was so tight that they scrounged up whatever they could, including our cash. As a result, even our Christmas presents were delayed until March that year. But that March, they did buy us an N64, so that was pretty sweet. Story 15. Tipping culture. It's how businesses scam the general public into paying additional costs to avoid paying their staff a living wage. Story 16. Fashion trends and the incredible amount of waste it creates. If everyone learned how to mend/alter garments in school and value is placed on investing in a few quality-made items instead of a closet full of fast, disposable fashion, there would be way less clothing in landfills and way less demand for chemical-laden garments to be cranked out in sweatshops. Our relationship with the dress is so warped. Buying secondhand is a great way to wiggle out of the grip of the fashion industry if it's available to you. Story 17. Airlines have X amount of seats per flight, but almost always sell X plus 10 seats, then refund you about 80% of your ticket cost. Do that to the 10 people, and suddenly you have about 2 tickets worth of profit seemingly out of nowhere, and everyone still has a flight. Just an unbelievably immoral way to gain a few bucks, but everyone goes with it since the airlines aren't exactly a train that comes every 10 minutes. Story 18. Penis enlargement pills have to be up there too. No one wants to admit they got them, so when they don't work, it's not like they're posting reviews or telling their friends they don't work. Story 19. I ordered a drink at a basketball game and asked if they accepted tips. I told the guy working that my job didn't allow me to take suggestions, and he gave me my drink for free. Are you sure? I asked, and he said, I don't give an F. So I went back there a lot that night when no one was in line, and he got tipped heavily. Each drink was like $20, so I made out like a bandit. Story 20. Insurance that doesn't even pay for what you need. So, most insurance of most types. A vast majority of people I've met would be better off putting the same amount they pay for various insurances into a savings account for emergencies that they can then cover what insurance pretends to help with when things go wrong. But you have to have insurance, so on the top of the other bills, paying for insurance, high cost of living, and having to pay for everything insurance says isn't their problem. People can't just do the savings idea. Story 21. Wall Street. Every company action is about making money for the company so that the stock goes up and bonuses are paid. So many problems in this country could be solved if Wall Street wasn't driving every single thing. Just look at Costco. Wall Street is drooling to take that over, reconfigure everything, and make it into a money-shitting pig. But the owner refuses to do it. It makes plenty of money as is, and its employees are well taken care of.